Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Net runners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid. While over in Westbrook, trauma teams scraping cyber psycho victims off the pavement. And in Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. This has been your man, Stan. Join me for another day in our City of Dreams.
Hey guys, Mike here from Deconstruct the Game, and we're just going to do a little bit of a comparison between the beta versions of Cyberpunk and which will be on the One X. We've got the current version of Cyberpunk, which is on the Series X, and I'm also going to be utilizing the PC to use console commands and mods so we can do free fly and we can do all sorts of funky stuff, which we wouldn't normally be able to do on the console. So at the moment I'm just trying to get my bearings. We have the PC version connected just now, but if anybody wants to check out the beta, just ask, and all I have to do is unplug my capture card and plug it into the One X and we're good to go. So without further ado, what I'll do is I'll just go onto the PC version just now, fly around some areas that I maybe didn't check out in other videos and other live streams, and we'll just get to it, as I like to say. So let me get my bearings here, and we are good.
Limbless logging in.
Whoa, that was loud.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Yeah. How are y'all doing? One, two. Oh yeah, on the train.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back.
Oh, whoops, I was watching your one from 2 hours ago. I was like, why is this a replay? Oh.
Called Kujira, or the whale. Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might
I'm gonna
harpoon it
have
for scientific
to
research.
Hey, Arasaka, watch over you. Do we want Arasaka watching over us? Is that a good watching? It's not like the Tooth Fairy. It's like being watched by Krampus.
I love how this train. Oh, I was gonna say I love how this train goes so far and then it will just kick you off without even warning you.
Yep. It is. There's like invisible walls every so often just to make sure you don't get to try this.
Yeah. So one thing I need to point out for people who are watching this, we are on fairly low latency, but I want to capture this in as best spot as I could. So we have low latency rather than ultra low because I wanted to show it in like 4K resolution, which I'm not sure is going to be entirely possible for the PC version, but it will be possible for the console version for sure.
Wait, I don't think your internet can handle 4K. Are you crazy?
My internet is actually okay, but I didn't really.
It's showing in 720p for me right now.
Oh really? Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that is because it's on the PC version. Maybe it'll change when it goes to.
Oh, you're on variable RTMP, aren't you, for upload?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it'll just do what it sees. Just do what you feel, baby.
It's gonna be weird though because I've got the only way that I can talk to you and everyone else is by using the USB Bluetooth headset, and that's how I'm communicating with you on Discord just now. I've got my capture card in USB, and I've also got my keyboard in USB, which means I have to use the touchpad of my laptop to play the game, because even though I can use Bluetooth for an Xbox controller, it doesn't always work properly. So this is a very interesting way of playing Cyberpunk with a large
people
keyboard.
are complaining that you're too quiet. You're fine for me on Discord, but I have you balanced, like I have you set to level when it's chatting normal.
Okay, I can't even see the chat. Why is that? The chat's disappeared from me for some reason.
I don't know. I mean, you want me to hack your cyber eyes and look at what you're seeing?
Interesting. Okay, let me have a look. What about now? Am I louder now? Is that better for y'all?
You'll have to wait for their response because I'm hearing you through Discord.
Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting how I can't see any of the comments.
Well, what view are you in? Are you in the studio window?
Yep.
And the comments pane just isn't updating?
It's not updating at all.
Click on the pop-out button on it and then close that. That'll refresh it.
There we go. Perfect. Wow, okay. A lot of comments I didn't see.
See, sometimes it's useful to have an old YouTuber around.
Yeah, like I was wondering, I was like, why is there no comments? Like there's 50 odd people, and I'm sure someone's gonna be asking me to do something or gonna be screaming at me like your technology Stone Age, like get a grip, dude.
Yep, they are. No, it's not that bad. They're just saying you're a little quiet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the game isn't, I don't want to say it's terrible. Like some people say it's the worst game in history. Like I'm sure there've been worse games made.
Enough video games.
I am sure there's a lot of
games. You think this is even close to the word? Oh man, I have some treasures I'll bring out.
Okay.
I'm right out there in my giant video game collection out in my armored shed. I can bring you some real freaking steamers.
Okay, well, instead of me flying around, I'm like
Superman 64, bro.
I'm talking and I'm like just going in a circle. So I'm going to the dam because last night and during the video or during the creation of the video for the cut map, I did find a couple of things at the dam which they're not too significant, they're not too amazing, and they're not going to be like...
I think I actually popped in those, or at least one of them, when I was looking around over there, and I think it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I'm with you, but I don't know how much people are that into us just going into empty rooms that you can't really speculate on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like doing it. I boundary break for myself.
I mean, I did find a couple other things at the dam, which, it kind of suggests to me that there was supposed to be either a gig here or some kind of mission. By the way, does the quality of the capture card look a little bit better to you just now?
I don't know. Let me see what resolution. I think I'm still viewing it. It still tops out at 720p for me, so I don't. There's no.
I mean, compared to Flight Sim, because it doesn't look as bad.
Oh yeah, no, Flight Sim looked like utter dreck, but I think it's because like Flight Sim's realistic, so all the colors are closer in tone. I think but so we were talking about the worst game. I just have to bring this up. The worst game I think I own, and I have quite the collection, is called Largo Winch Commando SAR for PS1. And I swear to you, like if the Largo Winch franchise was this here and gone thing, but it's like It's basically like some rich guy's kid was like, Dad, all the other kids say I suck because my dad's just a billionaire and just gives me money. And dad was like, what? I'm gonna make a video game where the hero is a rich kid whose dad just gives him money to go out and be like a spy, like James Bond. And it's the stupidest premise because you're just like son of a billionaire who has money to go out and like solve crimes or stop terrorists or something. Like it's just, and the game's terrible.
But that's for PlayStation 1, so I mean you can kinda understand why. Anywho, you know, as much as the dam is completely unused, I'm pretty sure this section of the building here. I mean, I initially thought when I came here that this is going to be like some kind of garage system for the player. Like I can almost imagine this being like almost a disused dam that was kind of abandoned, and then this section here would be like if you were. I'm kind of thinking like Fast and the Furious-esque kind of car garage where you would come up here after races and fix your car, because if you're on a console, you'll never really be able to tell if a door or anything was meant to be interactive, right? But with the mods,
Somebody in the chat knows of Largo Winch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never read the comics. Wow, if it was based on a good comic, that would be cool.
I think
yeah, I only played the video game, and it was really bad. It was really bad. I'm trying to score on the Eternal. It's one of the worst games ever because it has a foil embossed cover.
This is interesting. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's already open because I saved the game from last night. But it actually comes up, and the door, you can open and close it. But there's just like a carbon copy door behind it. So I'm kind of guessing that...
double on you?
Yeah,
is it a fake door that you can delete behind it, or is it another one that opens?
It's a nothing.
Because sometimes it's so funny. Like there's sometimes where they put like a fake door behind a fake door. Like 2 is gonna stop me. It's like I'm gonna just no clip through, bro.
It's a fake door behind it, but it's not actually registered as a door. So it's just nothing. It's just like what's the word?
Yeah, they do that sometimes. So that's what happens when like objects get baked into the environment.
Yeah. So it was kind of like, why have they just added like everything else? All the other shutters I need to add are fake. They don't open. They don't do anything. But it's just that one door with the graffiti on it that is usable. And I was like, okay, why? But then when you come in here, yes, it's completely empty, but it goes down enough to possibly connect to the main dam. And this could have been like a plant room or something, I guess, if they were going to incorporate it into the dam. But it also could be a garage system. I mean, look at all the doors. Why would you need all those doors?
There's a bunch of places that have a bunch of doors. Like one of the coolest ones is there's like the Thornton headquarters downtown, and it's like this massive like car factory customization building that has like it has garage doors going all the way up it and like little AV platforms. So like cars would have rolled out and been picked up by those little automated AVs and hauled off. Like it's kind of cool.
I was hoping these would be like interactive, like the doors and stuff, the floodgates, but no. But the elevator shafts are real. I know that for sure. And this one's even got a body that's been killed in it, like someone's died here.
Okay, here we go. There's somebody who says, I love this game so much. No game ever made me feel my character so much. That's cool. I mean, so I kind of feel the same way, but it's not really because of what CD Projekt Red did. It's because I've just kind of made my own game out of Cyberpunk, where I'm the sheriff of Rocky Ridge, and
oof, Jesus,
I go around and do hilarious things.
I kind of felt V. I'm gonna have to open. There we go. That's better. I kind of felt V was definitely the story for V didn't get opened up as much as I'd like. The interesting thing is, in one of the videos that I was going to be working on in regards to like the romances and stuff, is that at the end of the game, for anyone who's played the Path to Glory, if you chose a specific romance option, they should be in the apartment with you at the end. And that's why I did a poll on the page about if anyone had actually seen those people in their apartment. And I was really surprised to see that some people on console had the ability to engage with them and stuff, whereas I didn't on console. Whether that was a glitch or not, I have no idea.
So we've had a request twice now to check out Totentanz.
I've got a request to check out the club, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, we will do that just now.
I'm trying to catch. I need to put my glasses on. What the heck? My glasses are around my neck. So, one of the reasons, honestly, I am really an emergent gameplay player. I am an open world player. Like, I do not like heavily narrative focused games where they hold me down and make me listen to someone. I really don't like that. And that was one thing I didn't like about the main plot, is that V is basically, anytime Keanu Reeves is talking, V is the cameraman, and that's what you are. And I really don't like that.
Yeah, I can see that. Right, I'm trying to do this by memory because I'm pretty sure it's in Watson. Is it inside this building?
Right, and that's another thing of like what City Hunter is saying is I'm a big pen and paper DM. I've been role playing since I was a little kid. I actually am not a gigantic fan of Cyberpunk. I mean, I liked it okay, but I always liked Shadowrun better, because Shadowrun's like all that plus magic and mysticism and shamanism, which of course, like, I'm like, F yeah. Like, you could be a netrunner, or you could be a netrunner werewolf skin changer. But anyway, like, I came into it a lot with that expectation of, it's like, this was going to feel like I was playing a pen and paper role playing it, because they literally said that. And it definitely, I'm like, no, not unless you have a DM that wants to make a movie instead, and they're telling their story, and you're just there to like proofread it for them, which I've done that before.
Excuse me, folks, while I try and look at the map where Bookhands is, because it has completely slipped my mind. Why can't I show that comment? It's really weird how YouTube limits the amount of comments, or it's asking me to like show or verify comments, and there's nothing wrong with them.
I don't even know. Yet it lets people say just like vile profanity and stuff. I don't understand.
Right. Lizzie's bar is there.
Okay, I got it. Right, and I mean, yeah, like what Old Wolf is saying, and it's like, and the thing is it's not like, I honestly, so I love Takamura. Like, I love Takamura because he's a very, like, they wanted to write an Akira Kurosawa style character, and they nailed it. He's the like grumpy sidekick dude that just is totally not there for it, and they did that great, because he feels like a character that's a sidekick to you as V. Whereas whenever Johnny's around, you're not even the sidekick, you're like the cameraman. It's like, it's Keanu Reeves, Johnny's the main character. And not that it was all bad. Sometimes I liked some of the plot of Johnny's stuff. Like, I don't know. It very much contrasts in my mind with, this is a pen and paper role-playing game brought to life, is not at all true if you're standing there watching a big name actor talk.
They changed the story though for Keanu Reeves, did they not?
A lot of people say that. I don't think they would ever confirm that if that was true. So I mean, we'll never have any clue on that, I don't think, unless he feels bad about it someday or something.
I think he did. I mean, he was quite monotone the whole time when he was doing the voice of Johnny, and I think he could have done a better job. But ultimately, was he really a necessary character? I mean, I would have liked to see like Morgan Blackhand or something.
Oh my god! Yes. City Hunter just referenced Bato from Ghost in the Shell. Yes, Takamura was a perfect Bato. Bato is very much a Kurosawa-style stoic sidekick character, done absolutely phenomenal. My god, I loved Ghost in the Shell. I'm talking about Ghost in the Shell. I really want to do a video. I want to do a video where we talk about every single thing referenced in Cyberpunk 2077, because, like, everybody talks about Blade Runner and stuff like that. But there's a lot of really great Demolition Man jokes. The Stallone Judge Dredd movie, they make some joke references to that, as well as the 2099 comics. There's a ton of references to 2099. There's references to Shadowrun. Like, there's a lot of great stuff. And then Blazing Saddles, like Rocky Ridge. It's funny, like, not only do they say in the description of Rocky Ridge that it was overrun by murderers and thieves, pack of murderers and thieves.
I'm surprised I can get in here, considering that I haven't actually finished the prologue in this save file yet. Oh, what was it saying?
The three seashells one is great. Everyone needs to know what that reference is about because that is like one of the prime jokes of my generation.
Do a bit of dancing, yo.
Okay, I'm radioactive since I didn't know who Keanu Reeves. Wow, I mean, like, I want to live where, like, in the universe you live, where famous people are not somehow you're not aware of them, even when you don't want to be. Because, like, I'm unfortunately aware of a lot of famous people, and I don't really care.
Huh? I wonder who this fixer was meant to be.
Where are we? What are you looking at?
In Totentowns. Is there a fixer? Is there a fixer in Totentowns?
No, you have immersive roleplay installed, dude. That's gonna mess things up.
Okay, so who's here?
They added fixers. It's who is it? It's they added extra fixers into the game.
I'm gonna have to delete that mod then, because that confused me.
Yeah, it's gonna screw stuff up, and you don't want to be showing that footage because people will think it's something. It's a glitch or cut content or something like that. Oh, that's great. I never noticed the pizza. I never noticed the Breaking Bad, which I mean, it's funny. So I actually briefly worked on the show Breaking Bad.
Oh, really?
I burned down the RV the second time. The pyro crew I was working on back then. We got hired to do the reshoots for the burning down the RV scene. So we had to try and recreate it as closely as possible because the original team was like, I think they were working on Thor 2 or something at the time.
Okay.
So it was like, this happens a lot in movies. I was talking about this, where it's like, sometimes they have to hire a different effects crew. Like that was what happened on Terminator. Everyone got fired because someone stepped too close to Christian Bale. So they fired the whole crew. And then we had to go in and redo that crashing the truck into the ditch and then it catches on fire scene and try to make it look exactly the same.
Oh, that's weird. That's like a hole in the ground. That's not meant to be there. And apparently that doesn't want to open. Whoa. That glitched out for you. So, I mean, I've been in Totentowns before, but I haven't.
Well, they were asking, somebody was saying something about sewers below it. I don't remember seeing that. I've definitely looked around in here too, but there's a lot of stuff under the map, just kind of chunks.
Yeah, I've flown through the map a few times on different locations and stuff. And
I don't know, go straight down, see what you find.
I'm just trying to look at the doors and stuff. I know there's different access points and stuff to escape from, because I'm pretty sure if you don't rescue Brick, your experience here can go sideways, and you have to shoot your way out of this place. I might have to slow down freefall mode.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I see what that. The comment was just flagged because it said vaccine. That's crazy.
No way.
I know. Apparently so. Like there's nothing else in that comment that could possibly.
Oh, are you on my creator page?
No, you must have somehow enabled me as like a moderator on your YouTube page.
Oh no, I totally did. I totally did, but
okay.
So you can see all the ones that are hidden.
Oh, do I want to see those? I don't know if I do.
What?
Here, I'm gonna click show on this one. It's fine. It's fine.
I got my second vaccine today. Ooh, what's this? Something's under the map. Just the top section of a loading box, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Well, there's a bunch of parts like this where there's just like floor, so that's why I've wondered if there were.
Well, it's not solid
Well, I don't know
anyway.
if it's necessarily floor, but there's little chunks, so you could wonder if they could be part of ceilings or like
Well, it's like
it
that
flagged it because it had the
massive.
word vaccine in it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any other reason.
That's insane.
So you got a request to go to the roof. Yeah, we've been using immersive roleplay mod, City Hunter. He actually has it on right now, and that's what I was mentioning, that he has extra icons on his map because he has it on. They add fixers and gang wars and stuff. So it can be confusing when we're trying to compare what's actually in the game. I always have it turned off when I'm recording because I don't want to I'm not trying to fake people out that stuff, could be in the game or was in the game or something that's not.
So there is a solid roof. There's a solid roof, but there's no way to get up here as far as I can tell. You have to glitch up.
Yeah, that is really weird looking.
I think in some cases they just copy and paste all the floors and then just
it seems like
stretch them
it
up.
looks the same as the floor inside. I was just gonna say it looks like the similar layout.
It did come up as safe area, so it must be relatively close to a room underneath. Yeah, the bar must be right below us. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these areas you can get into no problem. When you escape, if you have to shoot your way out. Well, actually, no, maybe not. Maybe this is... Because this doesn't look like it's supposed to be this unfinished.
And I wonder if it's just because can you see up through that hole in the floor? Maybe that's why there's a little bit of detail up here.
Well, according to this... Oh, that's a wall, so we're actually behind the walls. So even though we can see through this, if we walk through now...
So the funny thing, and we'll see you later, Jonathan Allen. And the funny thing on that, City Hunter, on that, remember when someone said you'll be able to explore all the interiors? So one of the funniest things about this is from everything we found looking around, it looks as if they did start building the game like that. Like Kentucky is built like that, where they built it all inside the building. Like they built it like friggin' Legos. And that's just not how you do it with games. You could if you had infinite processing power, but you can't. And so eventually they changed to where you do teleport around and there's extra assets and rooms floating out in the map and, the kind of stuff you normally see in video games. But it is honestly like they did actually start trying to do that, and which is crazy. Like that it never would have worked. You can't build games like Legos. I mean, you can do what you can with Minecraft because Minecraft has incredibly simple textures and everything.
It's really weird how this door doesn't want to open for me.
So I'm wondering about there's a new one we got. Emerson West just commented talking about Mike Pondsmith. We're talking about werewolves. So I think what happened is they talked to him about, they were talking about, they're big fans of the White Wolf games at CDPR. They're I don't know, apparently those are way more popular in Poland than they are in the US.
Oh, is this about the Beast of Night City?
What?
Is this about the Beast of Night City?
Yeah, and so I think there was a lot more that, when they were talking to him about it, they were talking a lot more about elements that they loved from Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse and stuff like that, and bringing those in, and almost none of that seems to be in the game. And it was there was that supposed leak way back talking about stuff referenced to Vampire the Masquerade, and it was we were all like, this is BS, this is a bunch of crap. And then I started finding stuff that matched with it, and then Pavel Stasko started talking about that exact same part of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the PC game. I was like, whoa. He didn't say this until after that leak, until after we started finding stuff that's... I think they were going to ape a bunch of stuff from Vampire and Werewolf. And then maybe they were just oh, those people still make video games too. Maybe we shouldn't just take that and put it in. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, something that interested me when we were doing the map video, right? We're going to Toten Towns. We didn't really find anything interesting there. Does anybody want to see anything else? The thing that I found interesting was that when you were talking about the train tunnel potentially going underneath where Charter Hill was meant to be, I was thinking that if it was from Vampire the Masquerade, if all these like high-ranking city superstars and rich people are vampires, or some of them might be vampires, you would have like a cave system underneath. And I'm pretty sure that's been featured in The Witcher as well, has it not?
That is literally a plot from the vampire universe. So I mean, I think like that is exactly one of the vampire factions in Vampire the Masquerade.
I'm still trying to get the old highway roads to appear, because what I didn't show on the map video is that this North Oak sign, behind the North Oak sign where this roundabout is and where the highway is, the road was actually constructed differently as well. So it was like almost like a larger spaghetti type junction.
You got a request for Mega Building 5.
Mega Building 5. That junction should have been completely different. And if you look from behind the North Oak sign far enough, you can actually see 2D cars driving what looks like on the sign and down roads that aren't there. Mega Building 5. 7, 6, 3,
right.
4.
I was curious about that too. Let me get a long name. Woody's Immortal Gaming. So I totally expected way more of a reference in Cyberpunk 2077 to the part in The Witcher 3. The part that got all of us talking years ago about, are we going to see Ciri in Cyberpunk? And like, yeah, I was definitely expecting more. I mean, unless there's more we haven't found yet.
But the only time you actually see Ciri is on the magazine cover in Corpo Plaza so far. And I think someone asked that question, and they were told categorically no, Ciri is not going to be in Cyberpunk, even though she spoke about it in The Witcher 3 to Geralt about the future having like flying cars, metal boxes, and that kind of thing.
Which I don't even understand that. Like, unless Sokowski was like, no, I don't want you putting my characters in your Cyberpunk universe. I don't like Mike Fondsmith.
Okay, so underneath Mega Building number 5, we have, well, garage doors that don't really mean anything. It's completely empty space under here. I hate the way things pop in and out.
Yeah, the calling got way stricter. Like, that was how they fixed things for low-end systems, is they made it even stricter. So it's like when you're in an area that's not supposed to be visible, there's an outrageously strict geometry limit.
What the hell is this place? Is this a bar or something I've never been in before?
I think your screen is really dark, by the way. Like,
my screen's
kind
really
of hard
dark.
for us to see. Oh, there he goes.
Whoa, I can't control my direction of travel. Like, I'm just glitched forward.
What have we done?
Oh, look, my character wants to move forward on her own. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Sometimes when you no-clip, like, in water.
The stream looks fine to me on my preview. Oh, that's a V, but it's not the Valentino V. It kind of is, but it's not.
We're still looking for a shrine to V. Are we still doing that?
Still looking for a V shrine.
So I just want to talk about this because I don't know if we mentioned this. So Mike and I compared notes on this and found that we both thought this. So I'm curious how many other people did. The first time you saw the graffiti of the Valentino V, did you think it was a shrine to you? Because we both did. Like, they're paying tribute to me. How great. Oh yeah, that's weird. So yeah, I know you're a huge fan of Mass Effect, Mike, but we have never talked about Anthem.
We haven't, have we? Okay, I've never been in this building before. Oh, that's because it's not... Whoa. The hell? Is this meant to be a vendor?
They doubled you. They doubled you at the doors. It's like, that's not going to stop us, guys. We have no clip. What are you doing?
Do drop in. Okay, let me just have a look and see at the piggyback map if this is meant to be a location for. I know because there's like this whole area is meant to be Valentino controlled and it's meant to be a gang activity here, but I've never been in there before and I played the game, all the gigs and stuff. So let me just double check before I start telling people this is an area that's been cut. Mega building number 5 is.
Wait, did you go inside there? I want to see what's inside.
I think it's a couple of brain dance chairs.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Well, okay, so we got one city underwater. So underwater is something. I mean, we're both pretty interested in more underwater stuff, and we'd love that. But besides Laguna Bend, there's nowhere with any depth in this game. The whole bay, it's like 12 feet deep. So I mean, they would have to remodel whole environments for there to even be anywhere to swim around. There's just, I mean, all the water is super shallow in the game, besides the reservoir. Orgiatic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is. Wait a minute. Is that a computer? Is that accessible? Nope. Nope. 2 brain dance chairs. Server. I don't recall ever seeing this place.
Yeah, the problem I have is it's been way too long since I played the game normally. So even areas that I've been into, it's like you go into them with nothing loaded. The NPCs aren't there and stuff. I'm like, have I been here? Have I not been here? Is it identical to an area I've been in, but it's not the same one? Like,
I'm just gonna figure out where the hell I am. Okay. So according to the piggyback map.
well, and the other thing to be aware of is usually when we're recording, we've boundary broken out of Act 1 so that there will be no Relic and no Johnny, so that he doesn't randomly pop up when we're trying to record.
Yeah.
And so none of the gigs or side missions or anything are populated out here when you break out of Act 1. So sometimes there would be people in here, but we can't see them just because of what we're using to capture.
So yeah, so according to this, this is supposed to be a Netrunner location, and it only appears after you do complete the crime activity right outside of it, and then you have to wait 24 hours, and that building becomes available, and it's a Netrunner location.
Oh, yeah, there's some of those that are also hard to notice. Like, it's really hard to notice the one, what's that one called, where you see the Max Hack agent from the 2013 trailer that was originally a Cyber Psycho.
The Jinguchi mission?
It's like, yeah, so if you don't like shopping at Jinguchi, you'd almost never notice that. Like, I heard about it from other people. I'm just like, man, I don't want to wear these fancy clothes, and I never went back in there again.
I can't get it. Yeah, I only went there because I was like searching for content, like clothes and stuff. That because I kind of felt, like everyone else said, when you went to a clothes store, it was all generic stuff. There was no uniqueness about it. It doesn't matter where you went. So I was hoping to find some new stuff, and then the guy, I think you bought something. The guy spoke to, and then I went back a second time for another reason, and then it was like all hell broke loose. Yeah, the shop should definitely sell a lot of the stuff on the shelves, like shoes and stuff, and the stuff that's advertised and on display should definitely be sold. I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, another location I found, which is relatively minor in size. This is part of a hidden gem, but the hidden gem isn't meant to be. It's not advertised as being in this exact location. It's just further down. So I feel like they just emptied a garage for no reason.
I think there's anything else I want to look at right now. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm with you there, old wolf. I think we're in the minority. There's a lot of Johnny fans out there, and folks that don't agree. But I also agree that I'm not a huge fan of the main plot. Yeah, Junior Garcia, anything that the general NPCs wear should have been available to buy. Yeah, so it is. I mean, it's like there's so much clothing NPCs where there's not a player clothing item that uses the same model, so you can't get that. And it was actually funny to me that some people have commented uh, and said like, "Oh, don't NPCs use the same clothing as players?" I'm like, "Wow, you're really lucky if you've played through this whole game and not been frustrated by the fact that someone was wearing clothing you couldn't buy and realized that you actually can't wear all the stuff NPCs can."
Yeah. So this is something I found interesting, is the fact that the hidden gem location for here is listed as being between those two rocks over there. And there's like a dead body and there's a backpack over those rocks. But then when I came over here with these dead wraiths, there's garage door shutters that just cover the wall, and it's the exact same graffiti art on either side. And if you look inside, it's just there's nothing here. It's just an empty shell. So I feel like they've just deleted an interior of like a garage or something just to make it easier for them to just say like there was a fight outside and just abandon the interior to save time. Even though they could have copied and pasted it.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I'm catching up now. Let's see. City Hunter, you can now. So you can. I've seen a mod where you can swap to their full outfit, but I don't. Can you swap individual without making a mod yourself to change the appearance of a piece of clothing? Can you swap like a hat or like a pair of shorts or boots or something off an NPC? I didn't think that that was possible without actually making a replacer mod yourself.
That's the kind of thing you can do in Fallout 4.
XR Tat says they should have dropped old consoles. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as someone who has a gaming PC and an Xbox Series X and would not be affected by that at all, the majority of the console market is still PS4s and Xbox Ones, and they did kind of promise it to those people. So I honestly don't see how they could really even get away with that. Like, people would be so much angrier even than they are now. I don't know. It's hard to see that happening. NPCs have cool cyberware too, says Everett 818. Yeah, I know. They have a bunch of cool cyberware and old school cyberware, like stuff from like Johnny's decades. Like you wear like really natural looking stuff, but I kind of want the old clunky cyberware.
Yeah, it looks more retro, doesn't it?
Genesis Prop Mechanic says, yeah, I wish you could like loot the actual clothes they're wearing off them. Totally.
Do you think the mall was meant to be this abandoned because it's in Pacifica, or do you think they actually intended it to be a mega complex?
Hey, we should go back to concept art and see if you can find any like evidence of what was happening there. Like if you can see a specific gang inhabiting it or like anything like that to try and figure out what they had in mind for it.
Yeah, it would be interesting actually. Because, I mean, it is just copied and pasted all the time, like floor by floor by floor, until you get to, like, the first floor, and then it's, like, actually playable area. I don't think the shutters are real either. Let's have a look. Nope, they're not real.
Oh, okay. So the comments are getting too fast for me to keep up to them, but Rohan says, I want a Morgan Blackhand DLC. Well, there is so much evidence of Morgan Blackhand in this game, you would not freaking believe it. There's a lot of Morgan Blackhand here, but there's also there's a theory. I'm willing to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna show the mod. I'm gonna show.
Yeah, show some of the Morgan stuff. But so there's a theory we've talked about, and a couple of people have voiced this, that maybe in the original version of the 2023 plot, Morgan Blackhand betrays Johnny Silverhand. Because there's an old model of Morgan, and there's a bunch of stuff that causes people to speculate about this. And one thing I was thinking just off the top of my head is that, well, the thing is Morgan Blackhand is Mike Pondsmith's character, and I'm pretty sure Johnny Silverhand is one of his friends that plays the game with him when they originally made it. So it's like, if they come to him and they're like, hey, yeah, he shoots him in the back, like, dude, I'm not shooting my buddy Joe in the back. No, like, you can't have my character be the asshole that betrays Johnny. Like, I wonder if maybe that was Mike Pondsmith overrode that, because Morgan Blackhand is his personal character.
Yeah. He wouldn't be impressed with that. So I think one of the things that someone was talking about Morgan Blackhand is the fact, and this is, I mean, I don't even know how they found this, right? But they reckon Mr. Blue Eyes is either Morgan Blackhand or being controlled by Morgan Blackhand. Is that correct?
Well, what it is parts of his model are still referred to as Blackhand, and his henchmen are referred to as Blackhand henchmen.
Yeah.
Files.
And his hair is exactly the same. Like, there's just...
Well, his hair is just called Blackhand hair.
Yeah.
Model. Like, that's what that hair is, no matter who's wearing it.
Yeah. Kind of weird, though. I wonder if I can stick it on my head. I wonder if I can get a photo of it on my head.
Okay, wait a minute. There's something interesting here. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to keep up with the comments anymore. Okay, let's see. Junior Garcia says, just wondering if you guys, says, I'm thinking found any concrete hint code edition of CDPR still working on the game. Their complete silence isn't reassuring. Well, I mean, we don't look at anything from leaks or anything like that. So, I mean, honestly, all we have is the last patch that came out months ago. So we don't really have any evidence that they've worked on it since 1.23 came out.
I was actually going to buy a copy of Cyberpunk today that wasn't the quote-unquote Day 1 edition, because I remember you saying that the Day 1 edition is the one with the cardboard sleeve. And I was going to go out and buy one.
Bazillion awards won and all that crud.
Yeah, I was going to say that I was going to buy a copy that didn't have that and see if your theory or what you're saying was right about the versions being different.
Well, I know my disc is. My disc does not install that version. It doesn't have that on it.
So I wonder when
I bought mine in April.
I wonder when they caught that mistake then. Like, they've obviously put beta on some of the discs and be like, we'll just patch it. And then on other discs are like, no, we can't do this. We have to actually ship it with 1.04 or 1.06, whatever it was.
Yeah, the other thing that I noticed is with my disc, even if I'm offline, when I put my disc in, it says you cannot play this game without an update. And there may be some sort of workaround, but like, I didn't see that in any of the videos people have shown of like installing off the disc in the original version. And it is a newer version of my disc. Like, it's clearly marked as 1.04.
That's interesting. I wonder if you were to brick I'm not suggesting you do this, but I wonder if you were to like completely uninstall, reset your console to factory settings, and then put Cyberpunk in. I wonder, do you think they would have called out to Microsoft in like the last update for the Xbox? It was like, if you have this game or this game or this game, they have to be played with a patch and they cannot be played offline.
I mean, I could check that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I really want to reformat my Xbox that bad.
No. I'm not suggesting. I mean, I could do it on mine, but I haven't got a disc that apparently doesn't have the game on it.
I do know a lot of other people have said that their disc didn't work either, that it installed a newer version. So I think they did catch it. Well, honestly, I think they thought that September version was going to be the Gold Master. And then I think they realized afterwards it had too many bugs, because that was the one that people were saying. Like, that version, I shouldn't be saying this, but some naughty journalist leaked that version for PC out on the internet too. And it does exist, just you have to be bad to go get it. So that's on you guys if you want to do that. But
I just realized
they thought that was going to be the Gold Master version, that September 2020 built. And then they changed their mind and decided that 1.04 was going to be the Gold Master. So I'm pretty sure all discs that came out after that would have 1.04.
The funny thing is, even when I wipe my save file and I uninstall Cyberpunk from the game, when I look at the details in
Freeman White.
when I look at the details in the system, it says 1.04 or 1.4. So it's like it's clearly not that version. Mega Building number 5 has got voices and stuff.
One thing, so one of the, I'm trying to catch back up on people talking about Morgan Blackhand. So one of the references to Morgan Blackhand still being alive describes him as a portly older man. So he would probably appear older and not have done rejuvenation therapy like Carrie to appear young. So he's not likely Mr. Blue Eyes model himself. That would have to be someone he was controlling by proxy. Because the one of those little hints about Morgan Blackhand implies that he's old and kind of chubby. So
I see.
We should be looking for a man that is his correct age, not. I don't think that's his actual body, Mr. Blue Eyes.
No, that makes sense. I wonder if we will see him in space.
Let's see, Adam Pender says Morgan Blackhand hasn't been seen since Arasaka Tower fell officially. Yeah, there's no. I'm pretty sure there hasn't been anything written in about him in like Cyberpunk Red and stuff. Like he's still officially fate unknown, which makes sense honestly, because it's like, I mean, as a DM, if I was Mike Pondsmith, I don't like really walking my own character around the game. I don't want to be the hero. I want the players to be the hero. So putting his own character in, you know, places unknown, I think that's a cool maturing of the creator kind of thing.
How does the older... Wait a minute, there should be a copy of Morgan Blackhand in the spawn menu though, right? Because he is he not featured in one of the Johnny's flashbacks?
Not anymore, I don't think. I mean, I think he was supposed to be originally. There's a placeholder model. It doesn't look like Morgan Blackhand is supposed to look, but there's a placeholder model for him to have been there in that mission. But I don't think he was in the game.
Was he not in the mission, the very first mission you did, when you were playing the flashback when you stormed Arasaka Tower the first time with Rogue and stuff?
I only remember Shayton, Rogue, Johnny. I'm trying to remember now. Again, I need to go back and play the game again.
He's not in the game apparently.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like in the script as far as I knew. I didn't think I missed him in there.
It's a shame all these are
going too fast. I can't catch up.
I honestly, like, I can't believe how many comments are rolling actually.
Well, there's 156 people watching. Someone we're gonna talk. Night Corp building. Okay, we've done Night Corp. We're so sad that there's not more with Night Corp, because one of the fan theories about Night Corp is that Morgan Blackhand has been secretly running Night Corp for a while. That's just one of the many, many fan theories of what he could be doing. But why Night Corp has taken sort of a more quiet back burner role is because he secretly has some long game. You know, like he took over the brain of the CEO or something like that.
One of the interesting things that we found when we were spawning assets and stuff into the game is that if you've done the Arasaka, the last mission with the Altacados, where you have the basilisk and you crash through that tunnel, I always thought that tunnel was an Arasaka tunnel, but apparently it's a Night Corp tunnel, because if you spawn in the blast door, which
is the Night Corp logo.
What's that, sorry?
Sorry, no, I'm spoiling. Sorry, I'm just too excited.
The blast door is called Night Corp. Is it Night Corp door or something? And I always assumed that tunnel was Arasaka, so I don't know why they've called it Night Corp. It doesn't lead to Night Corp as far as I'm aware. No City Hunter. I think that's explained in the game because you got shot in the head.
Oh, I gotta reference something up here. So Strider73, any news of the Cyberpunk source code? So we don't discuss anything that's obtained by hacking or any kind of theft. Just company policy.
Yeah, we just look at the game and speculate.
and I've been burned repeatedly by verging too far into that territory. So I agree with that from a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
It makes sense though, because so Night Corp still technically owns city infrastructure. So they're the ones building the extensions to the trains and the subways. So it makes sense that it would be their tunnel too.
I just always thought it was referenced as being Arasaka when you were talking to Avocados.
I think it's because they say it's to Arasaka, or it goes right under Arasaka Tower. Because I think it intentionally, it's not supposed to end at Arasaka Tower. It was supposed to go all the way into the city, and it just, Night Corp never finished it. I think it's, I need to go back and read all those shards. God, the grammar is so bad in the shards. Like, of all the things people talk about how they can't believe it made it into the game, it's like they didn't have spell check, the person that wrote those shards, because it is just, I mean, it's like they were written by a small child. It's really bad.
Could just be a translation issue.
Well, not a small child, like a 13-year-old boy full of a lot of hormones.
Oh, interesting. There's a solid floor in here. And that was not. I checked out Denny's house last night, and it looked like they got part way through furnishing it, and then they run out of time.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
God damn it, there's 2 doors. I mean, all this stuff you can see from the outside, so I can kind of understand why they put this in, because they'd be like, okay, her house is empty.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm not, Josco, I'm not talking about conversation starts. I'm talking about the lore shards that are supposed to be like official internet pages and stuff. No, the ones where it's dialogue, I get when the dialogue is in, what's the word for that? Patois? But, or in colloquialism. But no, I'm talking about like the history, the data, what's supposed to be the history of the game that's supposed to be cut from magazine articles and stuff. It's rife with misspellings and grammar errors and all kinds of stuff. Also inaccuracies to the Cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game books. Like there's stuff that just doesn't match the lore at all. Like the person who wrote it had no clue and didn't even look it up.
Alternate universe.
No, honestly, it could be meta, because I noticed it's like I see real journalist articles with misspellings in the title now. So maybe it's like a meta of like journalism will be so bad in 2077 that people can't even spell 3-letter words, and it's just like, because I mean, I honestly believe it.
I can barely spell 3-letter words when I'm trying to type quickly. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I mean, you're not a journalist, though. You're not supposed to have a team of people proofreading your article. You think you notice in the title, in the title when they misspell something.
True. So remember last night I was saying about the Arasaka Gate? It doesn't open. Like, it's not actually real. I was trying to steal the purple car. I was mildly disappointed.
Well, just grab the purple car. Grab the purple car with AMM and just pick it up and lift it over the gate.
I did not know you could do that.
Yeah. You can do anything. Anything.
So I love
City Hunter has seen all the stuff I love. Just mentioned the Warriors.
Oh, I love the Warriors. Remember, we discussed the Warriors recently, actually. That was an awesome dream.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that conversation.
Do I have to lock target, right?
Yep, that'll make it a lot easier.
I can just move it around now.
Yep. Yeah,
Pick
in
up
tools.
target.
Yeah, you're in tools. I can see it's just very small on my screen.
Oh, wait, it's not letting me. Oh, wait a minute. So I picked it up, but how do I move it?
Oh, this is an interesting question. So, Lee Guidance says, why are the nomads so weak as far as faction influences? So that is interesting because the nomads are supposed to be, I mean, not powerful, well, depending on, was it Transcorp? What is that one that's the Nomad Corporation? They're pretty powerful, but like, um, nomads are a major faction within the world. And in the only nomads you really spend any time interacting with in the game are the Aldecaldos, who seem to be like they say, they're we're down on our luck or we're struggling. They just don't seem that impressive. So yeah, the nomads are really underrepresented as to how much agency, power, and connection they're supposed to have. And the nomad intro even gives you that idea. It's like everybody's used to dealing with nomads and having nomads come in and do jobs. And you really only see that referenced a few times, like with Pan Am, that she's coming in and doing jobs in the city. So the idea of the reach of their power and influence is not very much seen in the game compared to how it is in the lore.
Oh, seriously? Oh, I thought I died there for a second.
Yes, it's happening.
I mean, technically, this is how you would make the basilisk fly, I guess, but not really.
That's not acceptable for me. Like, if we put out a challenge of somebody make the basilisk fly, it needs to work like a smooth, like it would fly in game. Like I want it to fly like it's flying.
Uh-oh. It disappeared. I lost it.
You should be able to still bring it out again. I think if you have it selected, just go anywhere and hit reset position, and it should appear right in front of you.
Oh, it's respawned straight away.
There are ocean nomads and space nomads. I know. What God, I would love to be a space nomad. Be like raiding the Crystal Palace. One thing to be aware of. Altered Carbon and the Cyberpunk universe are closely tied because the author of the original book of Altered Carbon and Mike Pondsmith are acquainted, and there have been cross references going on ever since the show was in development, and references to Altered Carbon have gone back in. And also, apparently, CDPR are fans of The Expanse because there's little kind of like there's a few little references to The Expanse. So the idea of being like a Belter Marauder or something and raiding the Crystal Palace from that, like, that would be so great. Space pirates. I know. Space pirates.
For some reason, I can't pick up the map. Oh, well, I'm not going to mess with that too.
You could also just make another one purple.
Well,
I'm sure that appearance is available.
I tried to spawn one last night, and the game crashed immediately.
Oh.
Like,
there's a new update for CET with stability improvements.
I might have to try that.
For spawning.
Because the funny thing is, AMM doesn't have all the vehicle models. You have to actually go
so if we're going to talk about Space Pirate, we have to do some Captain Tyler references. And, like, I'm going to make so many bad jokes about the bad English dub of those various series. Like, there's this monologue that he does about his family and the great space pirate call. He's like, sometimes I can hear the voice of the great pirate spirit calling me back home. Best thing. Okay, I need to take some deep breaths here. The English dub.
What mod am I using to fly around? Free fly mod. We have to use cyber engine tweaks in conjunction with that, though.
See here. Let's see, is there any option to change faction relations with PC character Well, you can make anyone friendly to you. You can make yourself invisible. You can make NPCs not react to V, or you can just make people friendly to you individually.
Did they remove?
Oh yeah, you can also disable police response.
Did they remove the interior for Miltech, or am I just being an idiot?
It's only down on the lowest floors.
Ah, here we go.
There you go.
Joe, this is the first time I've actually been in here by myself. Like, I've just got everyone else to look at it. Like, how cool is that? Like, it's the freaking flathead.
Yeah, I mean, you did. It sure as well. I mean, obviously, we're supposed to go in here. Do you? No, you don't get up to the second floor, but there's items up here and everything.
Yeah, you can. There's like one here. There's liquid shine polyamide button up. Type of armor. Sniper ammo. I think that changes over time. That's like a randomization for sure, because I've seen that like blue before and yellow. Yellow? White from up above when I look down. The gun's unreal though, just like the weapon racks and the armories and stuff. Biotechnica HQ, I have spawned into that pre-mod, so I was using like the car glitch and stuff to get into there, and all the buildings apart from this one in Arasaka are completely empty. It's so depressing how much like interior and content for corpos is completely gone, completely obliterated.
Oh yeah, so City Hunter commented about so it's weird. There's the like remains of the bones of a faction relation system in the game. They use it in immersive roleplay. Like they've just kind of reactivated it with some of their own code. But yeah, I mean, like the idea of a gang war or faction relation system having been in the game at one point, I mean, that's as good as a certainty based on what's still there.
So it's some kind of service bay. Oh, this looks like AVs and stuff. And those really slender, fancy AVs should like fit in the side here, and then just get transported up and down. Interesting how the elevators are fake though. Oh no, wait a minute.
Oh, I struck out on the Iron Brew. I had to settle for orange cream salted water.
That doesn't sound nearly as good. Oh, the elevator shafts are actually real.
Yeah.
And the top one is the only one that's... Huh. Sounds like it opened, but it didn't. You can't make elevators move in this game, can you?
I mean, well, not ones that aren't functional. But a lot of them that you aren't supposed to be able to get to do actually do so. I mean, they don't really work properly. They just seem to stick you somewhere, but they move when you push the button.
If I restore access and call elevator, will the elevator come up?
It should.
Fuck, the elevator's moving.
The city hack. Yeah, you should be able to.
But there's no door.
It might not work. Yeah, it might be glitched out, and it might just like leave you in random places. So some of those do that, but yeah, they do move.
Interesting. Oh man, it's sometimes I get offended when people say to me it's depressing to watch your videos, but I can totally relate. I can totally relate.
Well, I guess because they're just thinking about if all this stuff had been in the game. Like, I don't know. I can see. I mean, I hope it's not depressing to watch the videos because of what we're doing or something. But I think it just mean that like, if all this stuff was in the game.
Yeah. A few years. This game needed a good more few years.
I mean, that's hard to imagine. I mean, how many years does it take?
Well, it depends when they actually started, because some people claim they started in 2016, others say 2018, I believe. But then the game was the game not first kind of spoken about in like way before that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever really truly know what happened internally, like what, when they were really working, when they were just talking, like I don't know. That's like, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a thing of like games, they either curb their ambition, like either they would have cut their ambition way back and they could have developed it way faster and put out a game that functioned. But I imagine the game we would have gotten would have been basically if there had been a third Deus Ex Human trilogy game. Where it would be a pretty good Cyberpunk game, but it's basically a shooter RPG that's about 20 hours long and doesn't have a ton of stuff. It's like they could have made a game like that in 2 years. It would have been pretty awesome, but it wouldn't have been this wildly ambitious thing on any level. It wouldn't have even been as big as what we got.
So this is Biotechnica, and it's completely empty.
And grab a drink. Here, I'm back.
Cool. Completely empty interior for Biotechnica. Yeah, so for anyone watching this right now, I actually contacted the public relations department at CD Projekt Red a while ago when I started looking at the beta stuff, and I got a one-line response basically saying, no, we can't help you, and that was the end of it. I kind of want to email them again and ask for comment, or if they'd be willing to open up some kind of dialogue, which I'm sure they get requests for from way bigger companies and channels. But I don't know. You don't ask, you don't get. What? I mean, does anybody think that even trying would make a difference? Some people think that because the project had been so quiet, it's going to be like everything going to come all at once. It's going to be like a brand new game, but I don't know.
All right.
Alright. I'm going to fire up the Xbox One X, and we can translate between beta if anyone's interested.
The one thing I guess that, people are talking about here of it's like the, it's hard to watch what a game could have been, is it's like, I don't know, for me, I'm used to kind of making what I want out of games. Sometimes by just playing them not as the developers intended, and sometimes by, just modding stuff in or stuff like that. So, I don't know, I mean, I guess I would say the stuff that you can see parts of is already almost there enough that it could be modded into people actually playing it. So, I don't know, I mean, I guess I don't feel it's totally hopeless. If you can see any remains of it, it's not that far from being something you can experience.
Oh my god, I'm traveling through time. So, as dorky as it might seem,
Buddy.
and I really want to know why the Night City Cleaning Company has its own little depot. I mean, are the vehicles actually real? Like, what are they? It's a vehicle. These Night City vehicles are apparently real vehicles. I've never seen these things driving around.
Yeah,
ever.
those are the street sweepers. Yeah, the street sweepers. They don't actually drive around. They're only at these like maintenance facilities. Why? How hard would it actually be to replace any of the random cars driving around with this thing? Like, I think they just forgot.
It has a horn. I can cycle the look. How does it look? Oh, it's got different variations.
Can you in it somehow? It's robotic, isn't it? Does it have a driver's seat?
I heard something open.
If you could drive this street sweeper, I'm gonna be so happy. This is one of my favorite things to do in video games is drive inappropriate vehicles. Like in Halo Reach, I must have spent like an hour trying to kill a Covenant with the forklift, and it just doesn't go fast enough.
There's no interior or seat or anything, so I'm guessing no. Not in that one anyway.
Oh, it's Perfectly Normal Beast. Perfectly Normal Beast is here. I hope that means you're not mad at us. You can always make the tank fly. We'll be so happy. I don't know, because lots of people get offended at all kinds of stuff we say. I don't know what any of it is.
Like, I can understand people being upset with people exposing the obvious cut areas of Cyberpunk, but you know, I love the company, I really do, and I love the games that they produced, and I'm having a lot of fun with looking at this game. But at the same time, I hope that by doing this, it's going to spur them on to be like, oh shit, like, you know, someone else found this, or you know, someone's found that, so maybe we should like do what we intended to do initially, and like just crack on with it and just give them what they want.
Well, and there is another thing that I've noticed is like one thing with video game theory communities on the internet is a lot of people, it's like, it seems they have the view of they pick a theory they like the most that seems the most convincing and treat it as absolute truth. And so the concept of like what we do a lot of times is like we have lots of theories that we're only like 30% on, 40% on, 50% on. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop investigating. But we're not stating it as if we have absolute, you know, that's the way it is. And I think sometimes people get mad about that approach.
Yeah. What was that? Random link or something. Do you know something that I actually did get impressed by, and I was like, I wasn't excited, but I was like intrigued. Was the fact that Rob, or the Shadow Raider, like he likes to call himself on his other channel, that storm drain he found, or the entrance to the sewers, like the grate, I was like, okay, maybe there was meant to be some kind of system there, or maybe it was just like an entrance to a building that we'd never seen before. But it didn't go anywhere. It was like a sewer grate that opened up. I've never seen anything like that in the game before.
Yeah, I thought that was. I don't think I've noticed that door anywhere either. I've seen the object before, because I was trying to spawn sewer-related objects just to see what they were. And so I've seen the object, but I've never actually seen it in the game anywhere. So I assumed it was just cut fully. It was one of the pieces of evidence actually that made me wonder about the cut sewer systems, is that there was a sewer grate door.
What's with the Night City Police Department? Are they parking logos?
What?
Look at the Night City
Oh
Police
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Why are they there? There's no police department around here.
Reserved parking space, yeah, I don't know.
There's more here. What the hell? I've never noticed them before. Okay, Rohan's saying he remembers exploring Arasaka Tower once, and he remembers seeing an office floor with a send help sign made out of hot dogs. Did you say that just so you... Did you say that just because you know that I'd be intrigued that I would go and have a look? Are you sitting there now with a big smile on your face thinking he's going to go into this?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's there, because that... I mean, this game is full of just weird references to TV shows and stuff.
I love these random toxic waste trucks that have flipped over. There's quite a few of these that you see. but they're just randomized. Huh, that's interesting. That gate's normally closed.
What about it?
That gate here to this compound is usually closed, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I thought I walked in here when we were looking at these. I don't remember.
This is where you find
I gotta take off for my appointment pretty soon.
No worries. This is where you find your weird oddities on the ground, isn't it? The doors and stuff.
Which oddities to the ground?
The doors and shop fronts and stuff.
Oh, are you near the... Yeah, you're near the bridge. Yeah, it's totally out here. There's a weird little Chinatown door and a bunch of stairs and all kinds of stuff.
I love all these, like...
I'll leave you on audio in my car so I can still hear a bit to your chat.
Yeah, no, it's going to be difficult trying to keep up with all these comments. I'm going to have to stop.
I know, I'm sorry. I've been your comment co-pilot here. If you want to stop, that's cool. I mean, I'll be back in like an hour and a half. I just have a quick meeting.
I've been sat on my ass playing like games all day. I should probably actually do some exercise or something other than exercise my fingers.
Yeah, that's legit. I mean, we were going to take some time off. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that video, the last video was a hit. We worked our butts off on it in a hurry. So like, I don't know.
There's more coming. There's more coming.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have like another video that's almost done. I just take a break.
Someone's asking if Mr. Hans has a location in the area. I don't think so. In the Pacific. In fact, I've never seen Mr. Hans in the game at all. I've never actually bothered to go and see if he's in the game, but you can spawn him.
Yeah, he has a model. I don't know if he has actually. Maybe he's underneath the like the Padre was just hiding underneath the map, just standing there like waiting.
Yeah, that was
waiting
unusual.
for you to meet him.
That was unusual.
God's house underground is always open, my son.
I wish I had a beta version on PC I could use. That would be...
Yeah, well, unless you want to go to the dark side, I'm not going down.
Not particularly. All good.
It's not even like on regular torrent sites either, because they went out of their way to try and get it taken down. You gotta do some naughtiness to get it.
Yeah. The hell was that?
Appears to be a sign that says mine F.
I thought I saw something. The problem is I've got the speed turned up way too much. Oh, that's the disco. Disco? No, it's not.
Alright. Pull this up on my phone. So
McElroy, no, this is the current PC version. I'm using mods to fly around.
I'll catch you later, Mike.
Cool, see you in a bit. Okay. What does anybody want to do? Do we want to compare beta version? Do we want to fly around the city? Do we want to look at... I don't know. You guys tell me. I've pretty much seen the city top to bottom. I keep finding minor things. But ultimately, I think all the buildings that have any form of interior we found. We are currently looking at, I don't want to say too much, but we're currently looking at an aspect of the game which not many people have been looking at. And we're compiling a list, well, I'm compiling a list so far, of areas that might be of interest to people who are interested in deconstructing the game or interested in kind of looking at areas that we've never seen before, or just being interested in how games are made up in general. So there's a list being compiled. Once that list is completed, we're still to decide what we're going to do with that list, but I'm quite happy to post it somewhere for people to follow if they so wish. But until that project is big, it's a big project. That's going to take me a while. But I'm off for quite a substantial amount of time from work. For about two weeks. That is a substantial amount of time for me because I spend a lot of time working in the real world. So I've got some time off. It'll give me some time to compile this list. Ryan's going to help me with it, and we will let you know with anything we find. Is there a Zetatech building? I don't think I've ever seen a Zetatech building. I've seen Delamine, not Delamine, Dynalar. Oh, so Delamine personality split being very interesting. Now it's almost like you have an insight into what I'm doing, because I'm actually making a video on Delamine and exactly that. So since you guys are here, well, there's 105 people watching, 117 people watching. So if you guys are watching, Delamine Quest is very easy to break. The video is going to be on so much more than bugs and stuff within the Delamine quest line, but at the point where you choose Delamane's fate, if you're going to choose to destroy the core, if you're going to just choose to reset him, if you're going to choose to combine him, if you combine him and make him like a super AI, you'll be given a vehicle that is Junior Delamine. However, if you then destroy the core, that Junior Delamine disappears and drives off with all the rest of the cars, and you're stuck inside the building. If you merge Delamine and then leave, enter the vehicle, have a conversation with Junior Delamine, and then go and destroy the core, you're still left with Junior Delamine. However, that has some interesting consequences towards the end of the game, which is what the video is going to be about. So stay tuned for that one, because it's quite interesting. Can I show the sewer gate? Yeah, if I can remember where it is. There's no sewer Ninja Turtles. I don't think, or yeah, no sewer Ninja Turtles. Now, it wasn't me who found the sewer grate. It was the Shadow Raider on YouTube. Let me try and remember. It is in... crap. It's annoying me because I've actually been in that exact location in the past, and I took some screenshots of things on the ground, like pictures and stuff I thought would be interesting, that would reveal some clues as to the FF06 Magenta statue mystery, which ultimately went to nowhere. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Shadow Raiders YouTube, and look at the map, because he does detail where it is. In fact, I don't even need to, because I posted it in my community section. So okay, gotcha. We are looking at I love this free fly mod, it's so easy to get around. So we have the Advocate Hotel, which for anybody who doesn't, oh thanks, for anyone who doesn't already know, that is where you will find the Easter egg for the Blade Runner reference, and you can also make it rain constantly in that location. Yeah, this is it. This is the location. So you can see all these broken fences and stuff. And then underneath here, there's actually like I don't want to say shanty town, but there's a few people living under here. Falling on rough times and stuff, just trying to make the most of life, trying to survive. And then as you come down here, there's lots of kids graffiti, there's lots of different drawings and stuff around the place. But then in here, if you activate your scanner, you'll see that there's a marker for a grave. Now, that's not entirely like super interesting or anything, but what is interesting is that it opens. And you don't even have to hack it. I don't know if I personally have never seen any kind of sewer entrance that enter the sewers. I've never seen anything like that. The only sewer grate that I've seen is during the Aldecaldo mission, where you escape with Panam and Sol. And that's not even like a sewer, that's just an underground water pipe that you walk through and then escape. So I don't know why that's there. I don't know if it's meant to be an entrance to a gig, I don't know if it's meant to be... Who knows? Like, I've got no clue as to why that's there. Because as far as I'm aware, there isn't really any missions or gigs like up here. I think my character just glitched out. But yeah, there's nothing here, so why that breaks there, I have no idea. What do I expect from patches and DLC? I expect we're going to space. That has to happen. Whether or not they expand on the endings for the Aldecados, where you leave with, but like spoilers by the way, if you leave with Panam, there might be added content where you come back to Night City or something, or that might just be the end of your road. They might well add more content into different versions of the Path to Glory. Honestly, I don't know, but they need to try and focus on the issues they have within the main area first, like all the cut areas. Make it look more lived in, more lively, and make it more densely populated with NPCs and vehicles. Once they have the next gen update for consoles, that probably will come to fruition with the more densely populated areas. Hopefully, to Christ, they get rid of the two-dimensional cars, because that is something that really, really is annoying. Like, you're seeing this, quite honestly, beautifully crafted world around you, and then you look in the distance and these like two-dimensional driver type vehicles just flying about. This is a police station for anyone who doesn't know. This is a mission area with River. Wow, that's not actually a door. Interesting. Interior. So this is the area that you go in with River during the missions, and there's the Death Stranding Easter egg there. I don't think there's a top floor though. I've always wondered actually if there's a top floor. And there's not. Surprise, surprise. Looks like there should have been though, with the staircase going up this far. Mind you, has a fire escape, so it kind of goes up the side of the building anyway. That does look like a shutter that should be available to open though. It's like one of those hackable shutters. Maybe not. It's just a part of the scenery. Interesting. I think the majority of the city is definitely going to have to be expanded on in the future in regards to not just like physical geographical areas, but in, like as I said before, interiors, shops, barbers, tattoos, cybernetics. I mean, all these are pretty cosmetic and superficial at best. I mean, a lot of people like that. A lot of people like the immersion in games, being able to choose who you want to be and be who you want to be, which is all about, which is essentially what Cyberpunk is marketed for. Be who you want to be anyone kind of thing. I fully understand that people are annoyed, and I fully understand why. But I also believe that CD Projekt Red have been so quiet is because they made big mistakes in overpromising. They made big mistakes in trying to, talk to people and explain away the issues, which were complete lies in some aspects. But maybe that's why they've been quiet, because they don't want to say something they'll regret in the future. They just want to let their actions speak louder than their words. I don't know, honestly. Paid expansion might cover the stadium. Yeah, I guess paid expansion it might cover the stadium, but my hope is that they don't make anyone pay for stuff that should have been in the city already. Because there's already 4 missions within the files that were cut, and they're bringing them out as free DLC, and people got wind of that, or apparently people got wind of that. But I really hope, like in deep down inside, I don't think they'll do this, but if they ever did try and make someone pay for content that should have been in the game in regards to the main city area, oh boy, stand by, because people will not be happy. I wouldn't be happy, and I'm literally going to be getting every DLC for free purely because I purchased the limited edition Xbox, and I got I think it was a season pass they bought or sold of it. So any DLC that I get will be delivered to my Xbox regardless. For free. So I paid for that with the limited edition Xbox. But if they tried to make anyone else pay for content that should have been in the game, yeesh. I can't see that conversation going down very well. think the no entry mega building is a reference to Judge Dredd, I think. I'm not as good as movie references as Ryan is, even though I've seen quite a lot of movies, but we like different movies and different genres. But I'm pretty sure the mega building number 4 with no entry is part of a Judge Dredd sketch or Easter egg. But there's actually nothing inside. There's nothing inside the ground level or any upper levels either. Do you know, when Pablo397 looked at some of the mega buildings, he mentioned that there was sound files attached to them, like people talking, advertisements, stuff. I'm pretty sure, I mean, they must have copied and pasted the outer shell of the buildings in some regard and just kind of place them around. So I wonder if the sound files were attached to those, because I'm also hearing advertisements and really weird sounds inside this building, but there's nothing going on. Yeah, listen, I'm not sure. Yeah, these sound files in this mega building, they're almost a carbon copy of what you would have in V's mega building with the news reports and stuff. I'm not convinced this is a real platform. Nope. So yeah, there's nothing inside that mega building. In fact, most of the mega buildings Pablo397 looked into recently, they're all just empty with a couple of the more populated areas of content show like gates and turnstiles and stuff, and there's like people hanging about in one of the mega buildings. But I think there's only like 3 mega buildings we ever actually go into that have furnishings for gigs and missions. So I did this on I've just seen somebody mention the Crystal Palace, and Ryan did a video of the Crystal Palace and how it compares to, how big is it, compared to the wiki, and how big is it meant to be, and it's pretty close to being life size. It's not quite big enough yet to be like big and grand for you to walk around in it, but the scale of it does suggest that there's no reason for it to be this big. If they're going to play it like a camera angle trick on a player to make it look bigger, they could have done that in a cutscene, but to actually have the asset as big as it is, it's quite impressive. Let's see if we can find it again. Where did I spawn it from? Don't think it was at your own risk. Let's just search, shall we? Okay, maybe it's in decor, I guess. Crystal Palace hologram. This is why I need Ryan, because I am rubbish at finding this stuff. Interesting. Bah. Useless. I can't find it. It's definitely here, though. Definitely here. Furniture. Where's it in props? I think it's in props. Big props. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think it's called Crystal Palace. I think it's called Space Station instead. Nope. Screw it. I can't find it. Sorry. I'm being an absolute idiot. Such a shame that Spaceport was never fully fleshed out before they released the game. But I'm pretty sure these are trying to copy Elon Musk's Starship. I mean, I'd really like to know what kind of fuel they're using in this thing and what kind of engines they have, because the specific impulse of these engines must be gigantic to get this thing up into orbit. I mean, this must be some next gen technology, because I've played Kerbal Space Program a fair bit, and yeah, this would be interesting. Oh, I did see that line. Cool. I was at the orbit station. Ryan's trying to help me find the Arasaka orbital station, and somehow I'm still managing to screw up. Nope. This is gonna really annoy me. Nope. Anyway. Screw it. You know what I can do though? Which may be more interesting for people. Is so within the game, if you have mods, you can activate the debug menu, and we can actually select where we want to go. In this case, we're going straight to space after a few tweaks here and there. Anytime now. Okay. Free fast, that makes sense. Welcome to space.
Right. In position.
Perfect. Almost to the second. My turn. Satellites are down for now. Just got the signal. Signature cloaking activated. Remember, got one shot and one shot only.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Soon as it starts, there'll be no backing down. No chance at extraction. No chance of survival if anyone notices.
Excellent.
But if this works, you'll gain more than you ever imagined.
Times when I had something to gain are long gone. Now I got nothing to lose.
That's kind of grim. Then again, who am I to judge?
Okay, so if you have mods, you can obviously free fly, and you can obviously oh god damn it, we had a game crash. Everyone. That hasn't happened in a while. Un momento, por favor.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count.
So, apologies for that minor foobar. Space is too vast for a single
Got
PC.
one shot
Ain't
and
that the
one
truth?
shot only.
Unless you play Elite Dangerous.
Don't know.
As soon as it starts, there'll be no backing down. No chance at extraction. No chance of survival if anyone notices.
Excellent.
But if this works, you'll gain more than you ever imagined.
Times when I had something to gain are long gone. Now I got nothing to lose.
That's kind of grim. Then again, who am I to judge?
Okay, let's try this again. Try to do free fly in space usually works, but it had a bit of a meltdown a minute ago. So to make sure that my free fly isn't too crazy, should be fine. And then you will be able to see the Crystal Palace and the Earth with extremely fast moving clouds. So, and then we have the white light. The Crystal Palace is actually quite significant in size for anyone that hasn't seen the video already. And it looks like all these little dots and stuff should be windows. So it looks like it should be like 4 floors here. In the outer ring, there's like another floor. There's another 4 or 5 floors there, and more there. Somebody was screaming last time asking what the docking nodes were, and I'm pretty sure it's the parts that are highlighted in blue. I'm guessing they're the available ones, and the other ones are just locked off. So there's a couple of docking nodes in the lower part, and there's a few docking nodes in the central part, and there's also more docking nodes on the top. And I think that's just a large antenna. So covered in advertisements and stuff, but the thing that we were highlighting and why I want to try and spawn it in the map is because it actually looks gigantic. It's a few kilometers in length, and you could easily see that this could be like the base model, or like the outer skeletal structure for them scaling it for like putting interiors in. But in my opinion, it's still probably about only 3/4 the size it should be, maybe even less, because if you actually go inside the rings, they're not that big. They're quite squashed and condensed. So it's not exactly full size. I'd like it, but it's bigger than I expect it to be. So yeah, I'm more than positive that this is going to be added later on in all its glory. But they're probably trying to fix the city as of now. And if you notice, so the Earth is just an empty ball with, actually, to be honest with you, I like the lighting of the Earth. I like the way the lighting is presented, but unfortunately for us, it's not real. It is simply a skybox above Night City that you can just pop in there. What I love about this is that it totally looks like you're inside a spaceship fighter jet now. That's kind of nerdy of me to say, but I could totally like crank this up. And despite the fact you can hear wind rushing past my head because I an alien from space just hit him. And usually this is locked into night cycle completely, but with the help of AMM we can change the time. Wunderbar. So you can totally walk around Night City in a spacesuit if you got mods, and if you got a third person mod like Ryan has, you can show yourself in the city wandering about, grabbing a coffee, eating pizza on a spacesuit. I wonder, I think you can get into a vehicle. Spawn. If this guy hits me, I'm going to be upset.
Excuse you.
Sorry. Did not intend to drop a basilisk on your head.
Lost?
I don't think he's happy, guys. I think he's upset.
Excuse you.
This guy's having a meltdown. And I can't shoot him because it's a mission. Ooh, I can open the stash. Can I open and drive? Oh, what? I can't even drive a car when I'm in the spacesuit. That sucks. So yeah, apparently you can't drive around the city. Well, I guess you could if you're using different mods, but not in this version. I don't think the AI is capable of learning in this game. I'm just going to be blunt about that. The only AI I've seen that actually actively avoids you is the Delaney vehicle in that mission, and even that did it pretty poorly. But no, this is how you do it. Okay. That's kind of interesting. You used to be able to drive this, and it used to be able to fire weapons. Why can't I fly the basilisk anymore? Ooh, I did not like that. Okay, that's interesting. The basilisk model no longer works, and it's completely inoperable, which is strange because, as you've seen before, we've been around the city in this thing and had a blast literally. So I might have to update Cyber Engine tweaks. Having said that, it should work. So, oh, disappointing. Oh well, that was rather disappointing. So what I'm going to do is, on that bombshell, I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to take some time, and then hopefully there will be some new videos coming out in the next few days. Not so much in relation to cut content, but some stuff that we found in the game that is pretty interesting, I think, that you guys might find interesting. But I really appreciate all you guys for sticking around and listening to me ramble on. Watching me fail at spawning basic items and not being able to drive bastards, which is actually really depressing me. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate you guys checking out the channel, and if you want to get involved, we're going to be doing hopefully more put together streams where we can actually invite people into the Discord and have chats and stuff, and ask you guys what you want to do and what kind of things you want inside the game. A few people in Discord already are quite keen to chat and stuff. So if you're one of those people and you want to join the Discord, you know, the link should be in this stream, and it'll be linked in the other stuff, the other videos. And you're more than welcome to post pictures on the picture channel. You're more than welcome to throw your ideas in there. You're more than welcome to link videos if you want stuff covered. If you have video ideas, you can send us them and credit you. We'll try and be as interactive and like involved as we can with people. I mean, some people have fantastic ideas that just for some reason come out of nowhere. So if you, and even with console support, so like we have, like Ryan has mods, and you know he's convinced me to get mods and stuff, which has been pretty fantastic because I've been able to explore areas I've been able to explore on the console. So if you guys have any requests to visit some areas, like I know we've done some areas just now, but if you're driving about the city in your console and you see an area you're like, that looks a bit hinky, or you want to know more about that area, fire it in a comment if you want, or fire it in the Discord, and then we can do it on a base-to-base basis. We can do a compilation of videos with viewer requests that we've done in the past, Ultimately, the goal is to do this with other videos and other games and stuff. So when newer games come out, we can poke around and we can have a look at it and things. But I don't think it's going to be as unique as Cyberpunk was. Cyberpunk really did promote or give us a really good opportunity to poke around and stuff. So if you guys are on a console and you really want to know something about an area that we haven't covered, just give us a shout and I will do my best to cover that for you. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and as always, I'll catch you later.